everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We are going to get started in 1 minute. So just take a look. Hello and good afternoon, and welcome to our webinar today on SIG's online learning program. I am Caroline Daniel, and I'm the Academic Director for SIG and oversee the online learning program. Your participation today indicates that you're interested in learning about our online learning programs, and we're so glad that you've joined us today. SIG is focused solely on enabling and empowering highly capable youth to celebrate and maximize their unique potential. And we do this through a variety of programs we provide. At the end of this presentation, we'll open up the lines for a Q&A session. In the meantime, please feel free to post your questions under the question box that you see available. We will address these questions at the end of the session. Also, please note that this webinar will be recorded and it'll be emailed to all attendees after the presentation is over. So the Summer Institute for the Gifted has been providing academic programs to gifted, creative, and academically talented students since 1984. We are thrilled to be entering our 36th summer and have offered online enrichment programs since 2003. SIG seeks to provide the highest quality of educational and social opportunities through programs designed to meet students' abilities. Throughout this presentation, we will highlight how our online programs emulate our mission. These programs are focused on enriching young minds and seek to provide programming that helps students on their path towards self-discovery and empowerment. All SIG programs are eligibility-based. Students are required to provide evidence of high academic ability, achievement, or creativity. As you can see here, there are two ways students can exhibit high ability or potential. They can demonstrate eligibility through our Type 1, academic achievement, or Type 2, creativity. International students use the same eligibility procedures as U.S. citizens and require Type 1 eligibility. We also, for international students, require proficiency in English. Our admissions team may request a Skype interview on behalf of our international students. For our spring online program, starting April the 27th, SIG encourages all students who have an interest in our course topics to take this opportunity to experience creative and critical engagement with like-minded peers. As eligibility documentation may be difficult to obtain quickly due to the pandemic, SIG will accept one parent recommendation form for spring 2020 online learning program. Our academic approach is at the core of our program. So let's take a look at what our approach is and how it relates to our online learning program. We have a STEAM Plus focus for each course that is implemented with these three objectives in mind. It provides academic programming that offers dynamic intellectual engagement driven by student interest and also develops students' social and emotional needs. In a nutshell, it's the optimal educational enriching environment a gifted, creative, or academically talented student could ask for. So let's look at each of these components more closely. First, instruction is presented through dynamic, varied learning opportunities. Students are given opportunities to engage in collaborative, inquiry-based, and problem-solving experiences online through interactive hands-on assignments and tasks. They are encouraged to make connections with authentic situations, current events, and to exercise their critical and creative thinking skills in imagining novel solutions. Within our 3 or 6 week period program, students study the course content from multiple perspectives and end the course with a final product based on their personal objectives merged with new information they've learned. This is called a culminating product, and it allows them to apply their learning to real-world problems, suggesting solutions for local or global challenges. Second, our online coursework is driven by student interest. Instructors differentiate learning experiences so that they are aligned with the readiness and interests of each student. Course instructors pre-assess students to gather more information about what they know coming into the course and also what they want to learn in the course. Additionally, students identify a personal objective that they would like to have complement their studies throughout the course. Based on the instructor's observations and formative assessments that they do throughout the course, they provide recommendations and options for how the student's learning can best meet their needs and interests from week to week. It's also important that students are developed socially and emotionally during our program, as well as academically and intellectually. So we believe that meeting young people's needs intellectual needs is critical to engaging and encouraging their social and emotional well-being. Students participate in discussion forums that help them communicate with class peers, and they also meet with their instructors as a class for academic or social experiences virtually. Our SIG instructors cultivate a minds-on approach that allows them to engage in depth and complexity with course objectives while integrating professional perspectives within the content. Students merge their critical and creative thinking skills with real-world applications to brainstorm and propose novel solutions to topics of interest. So let's take a look at an example for a summer course that we have this year called Ocean Crisis, Let's Clean Up Our Act. In this course, students record and track their trash consumption over the course of 3 weeks to internalize the quantity of trash that one person produces over time, along with experiments that help them understand the environmental impacts of marine pollution. Students also develop their knowledge from professional perspectives, where they participate in critical analysis of laws and policies that help or hinder ocean pollution, to determine the areas that need further manipulation in the future. We want students to think like marine biologists, lawyers, environmentalists, consumers, and other professionals in the field, and brainstorm solutions for their current community, national or global concerns. In the end, students formulate a variety of different products, such as an awareness campaign or fundraising proposals, innovative prototypes to extract waste from the ocean, new methods to reduce pollution, and so much more. Within the online course, instructors will provide students with feedback to assignments or online posts on Moodle, which is our learning management system, through comments and messages they provide. For the spring online courses, students receive feedback through rubrics completed by the instructor for weekly assignments and their end of session culminating product. At the end of the program, students in both the spring and summer sessions receive something called a Student Performance Review, or SPR, for each completed course. This SPR is provided by the course instructor and is made available to the student's MySig portal 3 to 4 weeks after the program ends. Instructors provide qualitative evaluations using short narratives that highlight the learning experiences and accomplishments completed in the course and opportunities for future study. The SPRs provide an individualized communication regarding the learning and growth that took place during their time of study. And upon request, SPRs can be sent to schools as well. So let's take a closer look at the spring and summer program structures, because they are a little different. For the spring program, students have more flexibility to complete weekly assignments within a given week. Students are given coursework at the beginning of the week about 4 to 6 tasks that include videos, discussion forums, assignments, experiments possibly, and tasks to complete for the week, and have specific target dates to produce submissions online within the week. Instructors will follow up and provide feedback via rubrics for the weekly assignment, which is usually just one for the week, designated, along with the final culminating product that they also receive feedback on at the end of the session. With the online format, much of the work is completed by the student outside of the logged-in session. So for younger students, parent support may be needed. Instructors are available to guide students, set up individual conferences, and we'll have weekly office hours where students can directly access them on the Moodle platform. The spring session is a 6-week-long program. The tuition is $425 per course with an application fee of $25. Students should plan for 4 to 6 hours of coursework throughout the week for each course that they're enrolled in. During the spring program, instructors will set up individual conference sessions to get to know the students via virtual methods or through phone communication. That usually takes place week 1 and 2. This method allows them to get to know the student personally and facilitate learning experiences. As we mentioned previously, the spring session follows a guided independent study format for coursework, and students have the flexibility to complete coursework each week for the dates that are designated. During the spring session, instructors will also offer virtual conferences for the class as needed, but it's mostly around the mid-session, around week 3, and then also to close the session week 6. So here you can see our spring course lineup. We have 12 courses available for ages 5 to 17, 2 per age band. Students have minimal supplies that are required for the course and can utilize household materials. If any books are required for a course, the instructor will communicate with parents and students to secure it within the first week, but it is minimal as well. And remember that our online learning student applications for the spring, our deadline is next Friday, April the 17th, so please register as soon as you can. We're now going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to move into our summer online intensive program structure. Within our summer online intensive, it's identified as an intensive program because we take what our 6-week online programs are and compact it for 3 weeks. And so things happen a little bit faster in pace, and it's more intensive. So in our summer online intensive program, students must plan for a time commitment of 7 to 9 hours per week for each enrolled course. Instructors will provide course material daily instead of weekly for students to participate, along with target dates that are due throughout the week for course assignment and submissions. Additionally, our summer online intensive program, students will interact with class peers and the instructor 2 to 3 times a week in real-time virtual video conferences that take place for academic learning and social activities. One feature we are very excited to share is that students in the summer will also get to cultivate their social relationships in the course with class peers, even across courses and within their age groups, to build friendships and share common interests through those virtual video conferences that we'll have weekly, and all at the comfort of their home. The summer online intensive session is a 3-week program, and the tuition is $500 per course plus the $25 application fee. Students should plan, like we said, for 7 to 9 hours for each course that they're enrolled in, and it's designated. Because these courses are a little different, there are course supplies for many of the courses and books that will need to be purchased by or the first week of the program or prior to the start. Specific course information will be available a month before each session starts on the student's MySig portal once they're enrolled. And as noted, there are 3 summer online intensive programs available for the summer. We have 1 session each in June, July, and August, as you can see the dates there. Students can enroll in all 3 sessions and may take multiple courses within the session. However, please note that the time commitment for each course, and please register accordingly. Each session has its own student application deadline, so please visit our website for more information on that. So here on our screen, you'll see that we have an example of the type of courses available within each summer online intensive session. This is a sampling from session 1. And as you can see, there are options, a few more options, unlike the spring, for each age band. And then there are additionally art options, courses that reflect the arts for ages 9 to 17. Courses indicate with special characters have either student books or course materials that need to be purchased. And then additionally, sometimes the instructors may require other things as well. And we'll share that with you at the start of the program. So all this information will be available on the student's MySig portal a month before the program begins for review. So let's talk a little bit about our online learning staff and instructors. Our staff is comprised of a coordinator, an online learning coordinator, and the course instructors. Our online coordinator will provide initial communication with you all and enroll students and provide important updates throughout the session. At the end of the session, the online coordinator will share the student performance reviews available by course for all enrolled students. And next we have our course instructors. They are our key individuals who will be working with your students. They are professionals and educators in the field who are trained to work with creative, gifted, and academically talented students. Instructors work directly with students to provide instruction and to facilitate engaging academic and social experiences. And they're the ones that also finally write the student evaluation narratives for each student. So let's talk a little bit about our learning management system. We use Moodle for our courses. And as part of that, we've integrated Big Blue Button, which is the application we would use for our FaceTime virtual video conferences. And so together with these, working together, it really helps facilitate the online course structures that students enjoy. So our primary concern at SIG Online is our student safety. All communication within our site is secure, as only students and their instructors can participate through our online forum. Any virtual video conferences are conducted within the secure courses on Moodle. In addition, students are given information on a code of conduct that they would need to adhere to, which emphasizes highly responsible digital citizenry as a continuing requirement for participation in our program. So we're going to open it now to any questions that you have regarding our both spring or summer. And so please share your questions at this time, and I will cover as many as I can. Okay, I do see some questions coming in. Just give me a second here to find them. Okay. Okay, so the first question we have is there one version of the online summer camp? So and I'm not sure if I'm going to answer your question, but for the spring and summer online programs are two separate programs. One is 6 weeks and one is 3 weeks. And so they do follow different structures, and they have different courses as well. I hope that answered your question. For another question came up about rubrics for spring. Essentially, we don't give grades in any of our online programs or even our on-site programs. But for our online learning, just because it is virtual, we do like to have more comprehensive pieces of feedback that we share with students towards spring. Because it is a little longer, we are able to provide that individual rubric that basically shares, where they fell, were in any of the domains that are within a given rubric. And it really just allows them to move further and beyond in whatever they're creating. Nothing is really in a punitive manner that's shared. It's really to just have them grow and develop into the areas that they need to. And we don't really like to put ceilings on any of that. We really want students to just really move into creative ideas. So that is for the rubric. But in the summer session, they do not have rubrics. It is a short amount of time, and there's daily work that's given. So a lot of the feedback takes place between the instructor and the student through any messages that they can post on Moodle, or any comments, or even emails to the parents if there are any specific questions. And so the question is, how do we download Moodle or a big blue button when we are enrolled, when the student is enrolled? You don't have to download anything, which is a great thing. What we would do is we would give you the link to access the course and the user and password to enter into the course. Once you click into the link and put your user and password, you're then essentially in the course and can access it via the link. So there's nothing to download on your end, which is great. And for both courses, we do provide that information, the passwords and the link, the Friday before the program begins, just so you can get acquainted before the first day. So we have another question here. If we're registered for a residential program, how do we make online selections? That's a great question. You don't have to do things exclusive of each other. You really could be part of a residential program and also take online courses. So all you have to do is contact our admissions. If you're currently an enrolled student in one of our programs, you can contact admissions and make additional selections for online courses. If you are interested in changing your programs and doing it completely online, that's something you can also share with our admissions, but I would just contact our admissions via email and share your needs with them. And another question was, how do we get to the portal? The portal that was discussed in our time together was called My SIG Portal, and you have all the information and login passwords and all that once you're accepted to our program and an enrolled student in any of our programs. You get information directly on how to access it with all the information you need. So that is really upon acceptance and enrollment. And our next question is, how much time is required per week online? So for the 6 weeks spring online, which is starting in about 2 weeks or so, that is 4 to 6 hours per week per course. And for the 3-week summer online intensive sessions that are in June, July, and August, the time frame for students is 7 to 9 hours per week per course. And just to clarify, the 6-week program is for the spring, which starts April the 27th, and the 3-week course programs are in the summer that are in June, July, and August. There's a question about lesson plans. Are they available? What you'll see when you log into your course, when you get the login credentials on the Friday before the program on both summer and spring, you'll see the summary of the course, you'll see the objectives of the course, so that kind of gives you an idea of what they will share. There's not a course syllabi that we put online for parents, just because we really like instructors to have the flexibility to move instruction with the way the students are coming in with their readiness and their interest, but they do stay within the parameters of the objectives. Right now, our programs, another question was about, do we have a wait list or our programs full? We are definitely open for spring online and summer online intensive programs. There's not a wait list right now, so please feel free to enroll. We will indicate if a course is full online, so if you have any questions, you can see that on our website. But in most cases, if there is a course that's full, we can open up additional sections of the course. So there's no need to worry about it. It's a plus for our online learning program. Another question was, what do daily summer hours look like for class time? For our online programs, for the summer online intensive program, I would say plan for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours a day, 1 to 2 hours, and that's where that 7 to 9 comes from. So even if a child works about an hour, or so, an hour and a half within the course that they're enrolled in, that would be about 5 to 7 hours, but then also add the 2 to 3 hours for the virtual video conferences, and that kind of gets you the 7 to 9 hours. So between the video conferences, the virtual video conferences, either for academic or social reasons for the week, plus the content work that they're doing outside of the course, that really is the total. But I would say between 1 to 2 hours based on the student's ability to work on all of it. Another question that had come up was, if we get accepted to spring, do we need to apply again for summer? I would definitely apply again for summer. They're 2 different programs, but once you meet eligibility, this is just in general, once you meet eligibility for any of our programs, you don't need to resubmit any documents for eligibility for any additional programs after, and you just come back with the same things that you were initially accepted for. So if you applied for spring, great, we use your eligibility, you don't have to resubmit anything, and then for summer, just please fill out another student application as well, but that's all you would need. Are there any other questions that are coming up right now that you have? If not, for now, and you may have more as you browse our website. So we would like you to connect with us, and we have a toll-free number right here. Like I said, this webinar will be emailed to you, so you can always ponder some of the things that we've discussed here. And then you have our email to admissions as well to contact on any questions. But we are so glad you joined us today. We're really excited to open up these online programs. especially with all the, all the current events that are going on, and just to open up learning for all the kids that are interested. So thank you so much for coming and joining us, and we look forward to seeing your students in our spring and online and summer online intensive sessions. Thank you so much.